Welcome back to the Matt and Ice Show. And we got a special one for you. And true classic. We're going to talk a little bit about Trump threatens everybody and how this president just consistently contradicts himself almost on an hourly basis, okay? This guy is unhinged, untethered now, and he could just truly be the Trump that he wants to be. Play the first clip.
I want to really, but she gets it, and
What's wrong with our president, man? I feel like we need a wellness check on the president. Okay, Matt just cracking up, man. He just cracking up. So yeah, this is the president of the United States, you know.
but she gets it, and
All right, so Matt's cracking up, but I think it's like this is the real president. This is the president of the United States. Yesterday, just having a good time. I don't know, like this dude literally just invaded a country, and now like you see this part of him. Matt, what's going on, man?
Well, I would say this. Sorry for laughing. It's not this. It's the noise. It's the this is that. I mean, the fact that I'm laughing should give you the answer, right? You know, the fact that we just, invaded Venezuela, took Maduro out, and our president saying it, and I'm laughing should kind of give you an idea how I feel about it, right? Like, it's ridiculous, man. It's like an SNL skit. It's like Dave Chappelle came out with a whole new season that nobody knew about.
It does feel like comedic, if you will. And I just got to ask a question. I mean, who's at the White House giving, we need a wellness check on our president. They talked a lot about Sleepy Joe and how Joe Biden was just, checked out and the auto pen. I think we need a wellness check on the president.
I agree.
I'm going to need somebody to go into the White House up in the room and just ask and see how the president is doing, okay? What medicine is this guy on? Because, and I think it feeds into a further narrative. And a bigger narrative that we want to talk about is the many contradictions that come out of this White House. And we're going to start with this one here. And this one talks about, notice how they're telling us which countries they plan to invade next before telling us their plan to lower healthcare costs. Now, I find this pretty rich because, you hear a lot about, we're going to invade this country. We're going into this country. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And you like, what about healthcare, Mr. President? Oh, we have concepts of a plan. And it's never no strategy around this. Your healthcare premiums goes up. My healthcare premium goes up. And it's just like nobody even really think about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. And, Rick Wilson talked about this a lot from the Lincoln Project. And I think they're motivated by one thing, both Trump and the people in his inner circle, and that's making money. They're going to do that in which makes them money. And I think even lowering healthcare, I mean, that's not interested in that. But obviously this play in Venezuela allows them to make a lot of money, like a whole heap of money. So they're motivated by that in which makes them money. Not the things that actually impact people's lives. And it's interesting too, because like you said, they're not talking about healthcare costs, but they're trying to convince the American public by taking Maduro out, it's going to lead to prosperity here in America. It sounds ridiculous.
I know.
You are fake news.
That's all you're going to hear every time Trump says something like that. All right, let's go to the next contradiction because this one is rich as well. Again, this is another one here. So let me get this straight. America found money to bomb 2 countries, build concentration camps, and expand ICE to record levels, but couldn't find a way to extend ACA healthcare subsidies. Now, if you guys remember this, a few weeks ago, the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, said, you know what? We just don't have the money for healthcare subsidies. So they let them expire at the beginning of this year, 2026. And now a lot of people's premiums are just sky high. So this is just another contradiction in the Trump administration.
Huge contradiction. I mean, I think America's got so used to it at this point. They're kind of conditioned to see it and know it. And unfortunately, I don't think it's a healthy enough a healthy enough chunk of the population that still believes the propaganda and they repeat it. That kind of allows them to keep going.
Yeah, absolutely. And that brings us to our third contradiction. And this one is interesting because it's gaining some steam on social media. And I've seen it several times. And this is pretty much saying, how did this age well? Now, you had people who had these little things outside of their house, these little things that you put inside of your lawn. And it says, Kamala Harris will send your children to war. Stop wars. Vote Trump and Vance. Now, it's kind of laughable now, right? Because you think about it, how many countries we unbombed, and we're talking about literally taking over countries and literally running, quote unquote, running countries. And you really think about it, it's a projection. Everything that the Republicans and everything that MAGA and Trump, everything that they say pretty much is a projection. They blame the left for this. That means that's what they're doing. And you find ourselves in this situation again, that it's actually Trump is the aggressor when he blames other people.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. This is another example of the level of propaganda and lies. And to your point, Ice, the projection, like this is what we want to do, and we perceive that the other side's going to do it. Right. So they kind of tell themselves. So yeah, you see it all the time.
Absolutely. And this brings us to our fourth and final contradiction. Now, this one, again, they asked the president, this was New Year's Eve. What was his New Year's resolution? And the president said, peace on earth. That's what I want. Peace on earth. And then literally 2 days later, you can't make this stuff up. You can't make it up. U.S. launches military strikes on Venezuela. Trump said Maduro captured and flown out of the country. Like, I don't know. It's almost like this is a bipolar president. Some may say it's unpredictable. Yeah, it's definitely unpredictable. But at the same time, it's like
fatality.
It's a fatality to our country because you can't govern by the seat of your pants. You can't govern by vibes or just because you feel some type of way. And reports have came out that Trump actually, the person who won, I think the lady who won the Venezuela Nobel Peace Prize, the opposition leader, Trump actually don't want her to get in power in Venezuela because she didn't renege herself from the Peace Prize so he can win. It's like, that's how petty this guy is. He probably just bombed him just because of that, in addition to the oil. So that's what we doing, Matt. We pretty much governing by vibes.
No, yes, you are. But I think people back it because a lot of people lack self-awareness. A lot of people say, hey, man, I want healthy relationships, and they cuss out everybody that they love, know, and like. It's just where we are. So I think Trump lacks self-awareness. And we live in an era where if you can convince somebody that you are something, whether you are that or not, you feel good about it. I think that's how Trump thinks. As long as I can convince people that I care about peace, or people say it enough, that's all I want to hear.
Yeah, you're right. And we know what Trump cares about.
Money, 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 money.
That's it. That's all he cares about.
And then weight lifted. hey, just go to work on your call. Just be like, see what happens.
Man, be on a Zoom call doing that. All right, moving on. Next, we have Trump. He said something that was really interesting. And again, I think sometimes, every now and then, even people who are diabolical like our president have moments of clarity. And this is Trump. Listen to what he says. He talks about the midterm elections. And I think they're already scheming, hooking and crooking, trying to figure out how can he rig this thing so he can stay in power. Listen to what he say, and we'll play it on the other side of the clip.
But you got to win the midterms, because if we don't win the midterms, it's just going to be, they'll find a reason to impeach me. I'll get impeached. We don't impeach them. You know why? Because they're meaner than we are. We should have impeached Joe Biden for 100 different things.
Matt?
Yeah, I think there's two things. I think one, I think Trump is, even though his mental decline is starting to happen, I think he's preparing this audience, or they're coming for me. So when it happens, people are going to already have defense mechanisms. And I think secondly, I think he knows, I could be in a lot of trouble. if it comes out, right? And more importantly, not only would I be in trouble, the scheme stops and I go back to being a lame duck president, and nobody, and then that from that point on, I become irrelevant to the point where I just kind of die a lonely life, right? Because nobody cares. So I think those are the two things I think he's worried about.
Yeah, well said. Well said. And the funny part about it, he said they want to impeach him for one thing. And I could think of literally hundreds of things that this guy has done in Trump 2.0 to be impeached about, things to be impeached. And I just find it really interesting how now they want to focus on the midterms. The first year in office, they focused on taking care of his friends, getting all the crypto schemes, making as much money. And I think the president may, I want to say, and quote me on this, and if I'm wrong in the comments, please, find me in the comments, but I think he made $3 billion, $3 or $4 billion his first year in office from the crypto schemes and his family. And it's so funny because they're getting all these defense contracts. They're getting a lot of stuff. They eating off you, MAGA. They eating off the American people. And I find it interesting that he say, oh, they about to impeach me like he's some victim. Like Trump is the ultimate guy who would literally slap you upside your head. You defend yourself. And then he claimed victim for that. So I just find that interesting that now he's saying, hey, I want to focus on the midterms. Well, maybe if you do your job, maybe if you deliver for the American people, maybe that they will feel more comfortable having you guys in power. But unfortunately, you guys do not focus on American people. You focus on yourselves, your friends, your billionaire buddies, and you don't focus on American people. And that's why we find ourselves in this situation that we find ourselves. Okay, moving on. We're going to play this final clip. And this is an interesting clip because I feel like black pastors or just pastors in general, okay, like they just coming for this administration. They just keeping it real. I think they feel like how we feel. And a lot of us feel, I should say. Listen to this clip of this pastor telling the truth about Trump.
We've got to wake up. I don't doubt that Nicolas Maduro is a thug. I don't doubt that. But so is Trump. I don't doubt that Maduro is a criminal. But so is Trump. I don't doubt that Maduro rigged the elections, but so did Trump. I don't doubt that Maduro tried to silence his critics, but so has Trump. I don't doubt that he tried to enrich himself, but so has Trump. I don't doubt that he has weaponized the justice system, but so has Donald Trump. I don't doubt that Maduro has lied to his people, but I want you to know each and every day he looks in the camera and he lies to us. So has Donald Trump.
Matt?
Well, I think there's a lot of truth in that, right? And I think there's only one difference, in my opinion, between Maduro and Trump. Venezuela was already a felon economy, right? It's been a felon economy, corrupt economy for a very long time. Just this whole political structure, right? So Maduro also embodies that. Trump is just as corrupt, right? But America was always seen, it has some issues, obviously, across the world, but people saw it as a leader and a beacon of hope for a lot of other countries and a world leader. By electing Trump, America lend Trump its credibility, right? So sometimes we don't see Trump as crazy or as like vicious as he really is because we give him the benefit of the doubt, right? Where obviously, even with the Republican Party, he claims to be about law, but he breaks the law. He claims to care about troops, but he doesn't mind sending troops to wars that they never signed up for. They never even talked about, right? So what ends up happening here in America, Trump is just as vicious as a lot of these other world leaders, or just as corrupt. But because we lent him our credibility, he gets away with it while still doing the same stuff.
I don't doubt that Trump is a criminal. I don't doubt, man, that dude, man, he got bars, bro. like, and the funny part about it, that guy was right. He was right about a lot of stuff that he said. And unfortunately, a lot of people were really upset about that. Like, oh my God, I can't believe he said this about Trump. And again, we got a lot of fanboys in politics now. And that's not the way politics should be. You should be able to criticize your leaders, and you should be able to share your opinions and your feelings, your thoughts about your leaders as well, because again, they supposed to work for us. But unfortunately, that's not how MAGA works. So, but anyways, guys, thank you. That's all we have for today.
One more thing.
Please.
One more thing before we go.
Go ahead.
You got that music. You got that boom sound.
Let me see. Can't find it.
Hit me with one of them sounds. Hit me with that. So this is what Trump is really doing. I don't doubt that your healthcare prices are going up. I don't doubt that groceries are going up. I don't doubt that housing prices are skyrocketing. I don't doubt that you're going to get stuck with a 50-year mortgage. I don't doubt that I'm stealing your kids' future right now as we speak.
Got him! Got him!
Just wanted to put that out there.
Well, thank you guys for watching our show. Go ahead, hit us a like, hit us a subscribe. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, we're trying to get to 500 subs. Send us a comment. Put a comment down in the comment box, and we'll see you guys in the next video.